Hi everyone, it's Friday, March 27th, and we've gotten through the week. I hope you're hanging in there. It's a very difficult time for all of us. I am especially thankful to my clients and their patients. I didn't know what I had really, allergies or a virus. It's likely that Jack and I have been infected just because of the mild fever and then breathing issues for me. But today I feel so much better. So maybe we're through the woods, which is very encouraging for people my age and his age, and especially with his diabetes. His sugar went up for about 4 days. He had a mild fever. He was weak, but that was about it. So we were in contact with his doctor, and I think we're through it. So I'm very grateful. I heard the other day someone say that this is a really good time for a soul reset, and I loved that take on what we're going through. A lot of us, I haven't left the house since last Saturday. I just made a quick jaunt to the store and hope I didn't infect anyone, but I stayed away from people and used self-checkout and wash my hands. But when we're forced to be at home and alone and away from others, we do become subject to our thought patterns even more. They can be really loud and negative for some of us. If you have PTSD, the lack of distraction can bring the memories of trauma. And if that's the case, I do recommend that you contact your therapist, counselor, someone to talk to. EMDR can be done at home with your therapist. There is tapping that you can do on your legs or arms while working through some of this. So know that you are not alone, especially those who struggle with PTSD. As a lot of my clients do, reach out to me. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. If you struggle with depression, you may feel more lonely, like your family, your friends have abandoned you. You might feel left out. And a small shift in perspective can do wonders here. The blessing of the internet and smartphones can be extremely helpful. And knowing that this is temporary will help you through. I've also included a list in the comments below of some helpful distractions and some exercises that can really be helpful. For a soul reset, this time can be a real gift for your mental health journey. When we have depression, our usual coping skills to keep ourselves occupied and distracted, busy, surrounded by others, that's what we do. But those habits may keep us from the emotional work that's really necessary for our growth. And we know that this is happening when those feelings of loneliness come in. When we close that door behind us and come in within our four walls, and some of us become anxious, some of us panic, some of us just feel like we've been abandoned. Keep in mind, our thoughts lead to our feelings, which lead to our behavior. So this is a good time when those feelings crash against us to really become present and aware of what's going on in our minds as you face the four walls. And this is an opportunity for you to be really curious about yourself. Don't be afraid, but really be curious. We're often so busy that we don't realize where our thoughts are going until we suddenly have a panic attack or we feel depressed and we're not even aware of the thoughts that have led us to that place. So be curious, and maybe this is a good time, you have time, to write down what has been creeping into your thoughts. Is it, I'm left out? Others have someone and I don't? Everyone else is handling this better than I am? Is it, I don't have anyone? Is that what's coming in? I feel helpless. And this is also a time during this self-imposed isolation where some old grief can come up. That may make you feel lonely and sad. And you may not even realize that that's what's happening until you sit down, be present, and think, okay, what's going on right now? Let me write it down. Let me talk it over with Mindy. I'm here. After you've written down your thoughts, maybe evaluate them. Are they true? Are they helpful? Am I being super hard on myself again? Is my negative parent criticizing me again for not being productive enough or doing enough? Am I catastrophizing the current situation? I'm in this house and I will never get out. I feel like I'm being grounded again as a teenager. And maybe evaluate these. How true are these thoughts that you're telling yourself? How really true are they? How much of a sense of acceptance might be helpful here for you? What thoughts can you replace? What thoughts can you let go of and discard? Probably a lot of them. Those who struggle with anxiety face a similar task. I would encourage you to write down your thoughts as well. Most likely, the thoughts that you're having are a result of living too far into the future, making up stories for yourself that, what if this happened? What if I get sick? What if my family gets sick? And our body doesn't realize that what the stories our brain is creating for us isn't really happening. So our body starts to panic. Write those thoughts down and see if you can come back to the present moment, come back to today, this hour, this minute, and tell yourself that you're okay, that you have a lot to be grateful for, that you have support, and that you can reach out for help if you need. Does that sound like a possibility that you can do? I hope this is a little bit helpful for you. Isolation can be very difficult. Some of my clients who are comfortable being alone are doing pretty well. And the only other thing that I would like to lift up is that because this is soul work, that once you become aware of these thoughts, it's going to be a lot easier to be alone. That's the whole point of this. I had depression really bad when I was in grad school, to the point of I wanted to take my life. My little kitten Wesley saved me, because if I did, who would take care of him? So I know the spiral of depression that can overcome you and take you down, and you don't really have control over it. Sometimes I think a therapist needs to experience those feelings and those situations, mental health issues, in order to really be able to empathize with one's clients. So in this time of a soul reset, to become aware, to become more present, to replace some of those thoughts is going to serve you really well. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I wish you well. Much love.